A lot of people wants to take care of themselves just because they want to conserve their beauty. So they will do a lot of skincare and dressing up and very cool things. But then they forget to do some work with the inside of themselves. And so the cool thing about taking care of yourself, like with what you eat, with your diet, with exercising, and also like dressing up well, because if you dress up well, you will definitely feel so much better about yourself, where you are, and it will give you even more motivation to do what you're doing, even if you're working at a place or if you're doing your YouTube videos. However you dress up and feel for yourself throughout the day, even if you work from home, it matters. Dressing up, it matters. But here's the thing, a lot of people take care of themselves just because they want to preserve their beauty. But if they don't take care of their diet, they don't exercise, they don't work in their personality, in writing and deciding who they want to be, they will become not as attractive. And we will see that. And they will see that in themselves as well. But the good thing about taking care of their diet, their health, their inner selves, and also dressing up well, their exterior and their interior, is that have you ever seen somebody that because they're so nice and they take care of themselves so much to the point that they are 59 years old and you can see a glimpse of their younger self? Well, this is something that I see in a lot of people that I see that are super happy. They are good with the habits that they have kept throughout the years. They are 59 and they are literally glowing. Well, when I see this, I think, what is something that I analyze about this person while they're talking to me? And I'm like, this person, I can tell that they really cared about their diet, that they really care about looking good, protecting their skin, taking care of themselves. In their mind, like their mental health was important for them. You can tell it was important for them because of the way they talk. You can have a nice conversation with them. They're positive, they're excited, they have things going on at their 59 years old. And I just have admiration for those people because they're still building things, even though they have to go through what the body does. The body ages, but it's what you do throughout your life that will give everybody a glimpse of who you were when you were younger. And you can see in this person's eyes and how well they kept together, how well they kept themselves together. It just gives you admiration and it makes you less scared actually of aging. I observe these things because I know that most women, we struggle with this about like always wanting to look beautiful and young, and I get it. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. You have to enjoy while you have it. But also getting to experience aging and coming to a year at an age where you are 60s, 70s and still looking wonderful is because of all the things that you have decided to do when you were in your 20s. If you don't take care of yourself in the interior, it's going to show up in the exterior when you are older. And I promise it's not only in the physical because you ate good your whole life or you ate healthy, it's also your mental health. I can see people too that have autoimmune illnesses like my mother. She's a wonderful woman. She's the nicest person ever. But she has a lot of people pleaser traits and things that she does. And it also sometimes she can fall into like victimhood mentality with how she feels about life, like everything is against her. And then you can see in her body how she treated herself mentally and also physically, because sometimes her diet maybe wasn't as healthy. And I'm using this example because this is something that I see in my life when I observe the other women in my life. It could be somebody that I met at the gym that I go to. It could be somebody that I met at a library, or I tend to go to places all the time to meet people. And everybody has a story and everybody has like a lesson to show you. And I feel like one of the greatest lessons is taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and also spiritually. Because when you take care of yourself spiritually, it's easier sometimes to trust that everything's going to be fine. Something that I saw the other day too, that every time I see it, it sounds cliche and it sounds like something that like, oh, it's so obvious. But I think it's important to know. When you go into an airplane, you trust the pilot that is going to take you to the destination. When you go to a bus, you trust the bus driver that is going to take you to the destination safely. So when it comes to your whole life, why you don't trust God and this something is still taking care of yourself? Now, I'm not religious and I'm not trying to bring religious things, but I do believe, and I'm not ashamed of this, because the most times that I tried to actually people please people that didn't wanted me to believe, or wanted more like, oh, I don't believe in God and all of those things, and I just wanted to be like them, or just trying to be adaptable and match their energy, was when I became like them. When I have gotten through the worst times of my life, was when I was like, yeah, I don't believe either, and just trying to fit in. And so now I say what it actually helps me. I like a lot of things that have to do with spirituality, with mental health, and physical health. I feel like when you align yourself the way you want in those things, you're a completely different person, and you become more unstoppable, and you trust yourself way more. You trust that life is going to be fine no matter what you're going through. And who hasn't gotten those times where we're like feeling so deeply sad and like hopeless about things? When those times comes into my life, or into somebody that I love, they're calling me and they're telling me I feel this way, I say, hey, just think that this is temporary. This is a temporary feeling. And how do you know that this is a temporary feeling? Because how many times did you feel this way? And how many times did you feel the opposite and you knew, oh my God, everything's going to be fine? You have to be aware of this. Every time that you're feeling sad, or you're feeling like these deep emotions that are making you feel like there's nothing else that you can see, or like this mental fog and you can't trust and you just feel hopeless, you have to also think of the good times that you have had. And it's hard in the moment. It's hard because you feel like you're drowning, and so you're like, oh, I can't breathe, and then you notice, oh, I'm fine, it's going to be fine. So you have to remind yourself in the hard times that everything's temporary, and that's why it's important to take care of yourself now. So if there was something that I have to recommend you to do today, now, is to take care of your body in the inside, take care of your mental health, your spirituality, and trust that everything's going to be okay. And the negative emotions are just as temporary as positive emotions. That you have to trust that each of them have a lesson, and each of them have like an experience that you need to understand that it's just going to be temporarily. That's all I wanted to talk in this video. I hope you really like this video. If you want to see more content, I invite you to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.